This is Jeb Blunt, and it's Money Monday on the Sales Gravy Podcast.
Say make money, money, make money, money, money. Make money, money, make money, money, money. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sound.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Money Monday. I'm Jessica Stokes, filling in this week for Jeb. This time of the year, I'm talking with a lot of sales leaders who are mapping out their budgets for the new year. And in almost every conversation, it sounds the same. Sales leaders looking for ways to cut expenses, scale back spending, and at the same time, somehow motivate their teams to sell more and hit bigger quotas. And one of the first line items that typically gets cut tends to be training and development. It's seen as a want and not a need. Leaders tell me things like, it can wait until next quarter, or maybe once we hit our numbers, we'll then think about training the team. But here's the reality. This way of thinking is actually costing organizations money, not saving it. When training is treated like a luxury, how can you expect your team to consistently perform at their best? My daughter is an EMT in the Coast Guard. Training is not a choice. It's a priority, and it happens every single day. My son plays varsity sports. The same thing. He trains every day, no questions asked. It's not optional. So why is it that in business, training a sales team is often seen as optional or too expensive? The truth is, lack of training is actually very costly. Think about this. How many of you have upgraded your cell phone in the last 3 to 5 years? My guess is probably most of you. Why? Newer technology, cooler features. Maybe your old one just couldn't keep up anymore. Guess what? Your sales team needs upgrades too. If they're still leaning on the same techniques that they've been using for the last 5, 10, or even 15 years, then they are behind and they're going to get outplayed by the competition. Henry Ford once said that the only thing worse than training employees and losing them is to not train them and keep them. And I love this quote because it's a powerful reminder of what's really at stake. If you think training is expensive, then just take a moment to calculate the loss when reps are missing sales plans. Let's say 3 of your reps are missing quota by 20%. What does that number look like to your business? And it's not just the lost revenue. It's also wasted leads, opportunities, and this takes a ripple effect across deals that don't even make it to the table. I'd bet that the amount that you're losing due to underperformance is much greater than what you'd spend on powerful sales training. Here's another cost. Reps who feel unsupported or who keep missing quota because they don't have the tools for success are more likely to go out and search for another job. The cost of hiring and replacing salespeople is much greater than investing in the ones you have to help get them on track. Now, just because a rep is underperforming, it does not mean that they're a failure. Many times, it simply means they haven't been properly coached or developed or received the right frameworks for success. Think about it. Most people don't take a sales job hoping to fail. They come in motivated and eager and ready to prove themselves. But without guidance and without development and encouragement, the initial energy and excitement fades. Training can be the difference between losing a rep you've already invested months or years into or transferring them into a consistent performer. And when you lose someone, it's not just the cost of recruiting and onboarding and ramping up. It's also the loss of customer relationships, disruption of your company's pipeline, and a hit to your whole team's morale when they see their peers walking out the door. Often, the reps who are struggling have the most to gain from training. With the right coach and the right guidance, they can close the gap, they can build confidence, and they can start hitting a stride. And when this happens, not only do you save on turnover cost, but you also turn what could have been a liability into an asset for your sales organization. I see these transformations happening all the time here at Sales Gravy. As a coach, I've worked with amazing sales professionals who turn to me for support because their company or their leader is not investing in them. Now, don't get me wrong. I love working with salespeople to help them achieve their numbers when their leaders can't or won't spend the time in them. But what strikes me is that these reps are hungry. They are motivated. They do want to learn. They want to sharpen their skills, but their leadership isn't providing the resources or the coaching. And here's the thing, when reps feel like they have to go outside of their own company just to get support, it's only a matter of time before they start looking for a company that will provide that kind of support. The reps who are seeking growth and success are going to find it one way or the other. The question is, will they grow with you and your organization, or will they do it somewhere else? Now, there's also a flip side when you do invest in training. You create alignment, consistency, and competence. Everyone's speaking the same language. They're following the same playbook, and you're building a winning habit. Training doesn't just sharpen skills. It creates a culture where reps feel valued, supported, and equipped to win. The best sports teams, the military, even world-class businesses, they have one thing in common. They never stop training. So, as you're planning for the new year ahead, don't see training as an optional line item. See it as fuel for your sales engine. If you want to hit bigger quotas, win more deals, and keep your top performers motivated, training has to be a priority. The organizations that win aren't the ones that are cutting corners to development. They are the ones who are doubling down. Your sales team is either going to get better in 2026 or they're going to get left behind. Better training equals bigger sales. Thanks for listening. This is Jessica Stokes with the Sales Gravy Podcast.
Survival of the fittest, you can sink or swim. I've been broke, I ain't never going back again. I need some C notes, some cheddar, and a stack of ends. I need a bowl of dough, I don't need no Facebook friends. I need a pack of them snaps, a handful of Fetty Wops, and rubber band on my greenbacks. Look, dawg, don't be playing with my paper. I need every red cent, that's why I brought my little scraper. Money, 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 money.